So this is part 2 of shed build. Hopefully this video will actually be the install. We'll go to the customer's house, actually put the shed together, get all done. I won't be painting it, which is kind of sad because you will not see the actual finished product. Amazing lighting. This is for the door, 3 2x10s. I'm gonna use the joiner on the edges, get it a little bit more square, a little bit more flat, and then glue them together and make the door a solid mass. We gotta fix that. Okay, so we have a lot better lighting now, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna build a door, that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna build a door out of that wood right there. Isn't that convenient? I really wish I could use this table saw, but I can't because
we don't have any power out here, and even if we did, we probably wouldn't have 240 yet.
So I'm gonna have to use my sick DeWalt battery powered one instead, which is really sad.
First world problem.
And as it happens, I got the table saw right here. I think I'm actually gonna use it right here on this cart. Woo! So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take a couple of those treated 2x4s over there, and we're gonna put them on the edges of this door, like inside door trim. I've never done that before.
Allergies, wow.
I've never done that before on a door, having 2x4s for trim, but I guess it'll work okay. I didn't film making this, but this is a vent window for the back. Lets light in, but doesn't let the rain in, which is a really cool idea. 77.5. 77.5. That's still gonna be bowed a little bit, but I think we can fix it. Just so quiet. It's still on 3 bar. That's full power.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Now the only reason I just did that was so I could measure this and know for dead certain that when I cut that door out, it's gonna fit the opening without doing math. 26 3/4, 26 3/4, 26 3/4. Well, that's really cool, it's parallel. But the question is, how do we turn this into a 26 3/16 wide?
9/16
wide door. It's really interesting because I just joined the edges, obviously. So now it's a different dimension than it was originally, which was supposed to be 9 1/4. Now it's about a 16th less. So I had to do some maths. 9 3/16 plus what twice gives you 26 and 9/16. That's the question. 15. We need 17 3/8. 1 over 5/16. 17 and 3/8 of an inch.
I was right.
That treated lumber does not go all the way to the floor. It goes to the plate. And the plate was something I was intending of cutting off when I got there because I wasn't thinking about actually mounting the door before I get there. So that means that treated does not go all the way to the bottom, which means they're going to cut that plate, and there's going to be a little 1.5-inch chunk of untreated 2x4 beneath it on the very bottom. That's where the most water is going to be. That's where the most problems are going to happen, and I'm going to have a little piece of untreated lumber there, and there's not much I can do about it except for scrapping those 2x4s and doing new ones. If I don't do that, I'm going to have untreated lumber exposed at the bottom of the door, which is horrible. Yeah, no. I have to pull those boards off and do it again. Okay. Just for packaging and shipping, I'm going to put one of these things on the bottom just to keep it at the right distance so it doesn't twist or anything. Just like that. So I want the door to be, let's say, a 1/4 inch. Oh, that's 3/16. Let's go 77 and 7/8. That's a lot of 7s. Battery's dead. Oh yeah. So before I put this table saw away, I want to figure out what I'm going to do on the corners for the trim. This is kind of interesting. It's an interesting thing the way this trim works. Because we have a corner. Let me see. We have a corner like this, and then we have like a 2x4 or like a 2x2 maybe right here, and a 2x4 right on the face. And then they can either just come over each other and make a nice square corner, or what I've seen some people do, and I like this one, is you put like a 2x2 here, a 2x2 here. You have this little groove, 90-degree corner opposite this corner, and you could put a roundover in there and it looks really fancy that way. I can't get treated roundover that large, but I can make roundover and then I could place it in there in that corner and it'll look really fancy, be a 3-piece corner, which is, I mean, the more pieces, the more joints you have, the more movement, it's going to look uglier over time. But I think if I do it good enough, maybe even glue them together, which I probably will, that'll be really cool. But one thing I want to check is, do I have a roundover that is at least an inch? Let's check that. Let's go. It's dark in here. That's a 3/4 maybe? It's an OG flat cutter. That's not a roundover. All I have is this 3/4. That's lame. I don't want to do 3/4. That would look very sad. Okay. We just strike the idea or buy a router bit. Or we can use the 3/4 inch roundover and just round the outside corner instead of the actual piece in the corner, because there wouldn't be a piece in the corner. We just make one piece 3 inches wide and the other piece 1.5 inches wide, and then we would have a corner that looks even. And we could also round the corner. That's probably the best thing to do. My eyes are watering. Well, there's not much point in me ripping anything right now because I have to rip a lot more. So we're not gonna do anything of that, and we're gonna put the door together, hopefully. Okay, hear what I said. I'm gonna rip it out. Rip the stuff out. Rip it in pieces. Yes. Rip it in pieces, that sounds horrible. Okay, what do we have? 1.5 inches for most of this stuff. I'm going to take a couple of these back to the house so I can route the edges just to do a little bit of a chamfer around the window on the corner. I don't think it's gonna match. Oh, on the door too. Let's do it on the door too. Do we need to? Oh man, I need to carry all these back. I can't carry 5 2x2s on my bike. Maybe I can. So funny thing, I figured I only needed 4 2x2s, so I carried them back on my bike to the house, which is where the router is right now. And everyone left and locked me out of the house. I don't have a key on me, so I can't do that. What can I do? I can put the door together. So I just measured for the door again, and it was not right. It's wrong. It's about, if I put the hinges in flat, it's gonna have like a 1/2 inch, no, like a 3/8 inch gap on the other side, which I really, really don't like. That. The cool thing is about a gap that big is it'll never drag on the outside. So, we're going to fix this. So I measured the hinges I was intending on using for this, and they actually take up more space than I thought. So if I don't mortise them in, which is gonna save me time, which is, it's fine. I like mortised hinges, it's better, but it's fine. They'll be okay. And take like a 1/4 inch here, and another 1/4 is about a 1/2 inch gap. So a 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch here, even spacing, I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. I don't have to do anything. It's great, it's all fine, it's wonderful. 82 3/16. Wait. Ready? Make sure it's nice and tight on this end. Now we're going to cut out a 3/4 inch groove to set a 1x4 in here in 3 places to keep it flat. Now a little bit of C-track would have been a much, steel C-track would have been a much better thing for this because it would have kept it very, very flat and it would have been less material to remove. But I kind of need a router to do that. It would have been a lot nicer with a router. And I don't have a router out here because we don't have power out here yet. Gotta deal with what we have and just try to make it work. Make some lines so we don't screw that up. Oh yeah, not that bad. Ow! That was my finger. I'm gonna put a few screws in just to clamp it, just to keep it in place, and then we're going to pull them out and paint everything and then put all the screws back in. I don't think it's gonna move. I'm just gonna leave it and we'll paint it right now and then get back to it. That is recycling right there. Now that cup has like at least 10 coats of paint on it. This is efficiency. That's way too much. Doing it flat like this is good because I can get it really soaked into this end grain. Because if you don't get it really soaked into the end grain, the story's gonna rot so quick it's not even funny. I'll probably do 3 coats just for kicks. I also want to paint this vent. Should I paint the sides? I don't know. I'll paint them. I don't think they need to be painted, but I'll paint them. That's going to be up against the studs. Probably doesn't need to be painted. Okay, so it's actually been a couple days and a couple coats of paint later since the last time you saw me. And last time you saw me, which was a second ago for you. This door has now 3 coats of regular paint on it, along with 1 coat, or not 1 coat, but 1 spot coat of Kills because, not kills, it's stain covering paint like drywall. When you get water stains and stuff, it'll cover the stains and it won't come through, because like all along here, right, and that spot on the end, it had, it's actually better. The lighting's terrible in here, I'm just saying. It had stains that kept coming through. I think it's just a higher resin content in the core of the wood, because knots always turn brown, more sap. So I think that's why it did it, but the kills got rid of it. Now it looks great. It's perfectly white, so I think I'm gonna put the screws back in, because I cannot even tell where the kills are, and this is just kind of a base coat for them. So I think it's done. I realized I should also do the door trim here, because if I don't do it, I have to paint around the hinges flat on this side. So the hinge trim right here. It can be very difficult to paint that tiny area in between without taping off the hinges. And why tape off the hinges if you don't have to?
80 and 5/16.
That's the top of the door, by the way. It's just upside down right now. This is gonna be a neat looking shed, you know? Boom. Alright, on the next project. Actually, not the next project. Same project, different part of it. Oh, it's gonna be pretty. Ah, perfect.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.